Jaguars still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The autumn wind is a pirate blustering in from sea. Certainly ain't autumn in these parts. It's dead-ass winter, and it is cold. And it's the wind, the howling wind. Cold is cold, hot is hot. Wind cools the hot. The wind intensifies the cold. And man, it's like 52 out. It's okay, but that wind is just whipping throughout Bartram Springs and some other parts today. I know I'm just becoming softer and softer, both physically, mentally, and emotionally the older that I get. But my gosh, man, it was just nuts out there. I got to tell you, the coldest for me, without any question, was these 7 years in Chicago and working from 9P to 1A there, 10A to 2A here, getting into my truck at 1 o'clock in the morning was just awful, was just terrible. And so I try to remember that because I'm sure some of you, particularly in the blue-collar world, and we are a blue-collar radio show. I have been, again, asked to change the topic or really change the title from Into the Night to Into the Evening. Way too yuppie for us. There's no way we would ever consider doing that. We like things hot and cold, right? We're simple here on Into the Night. But I have a massive blue-collar audience, so I'd like to tip the cap right now to you. If you're like, shake it off, Ballou, we love these chilly days. We love the wind. It's much better than, 90 so on degrees with incredible humidity once we get deeper into the calendar year. Hey, if that's the case, fine. If it's not the case and you want to complain about it, isn't complaining fun? It really is. You feel better after you complain. I think when you look at aspects of a man here, and I don't want to isolate from women, but I want to speak to the men right now. And by the way, the ladies are out tonight, right? Isn't tonight one of those divorcee nights? Thursday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. The ladies are on the hunt. You see them with their pitchforks. They're looking for their new husband. Best of luck to you. But for the men out there, let me give you this. Complaining is outstanding, okay? But it's far behind pouting. Trust me. Act like a single child. Pout, and you're going to get whatever the hell you want. And if you don't, then it's time to move on. Find someone else. All right, it's good to have you with us. It is a Thursday edition. Are you really out of here after tomorrow's show? You've had enough of Into the Night. I know you wanted it changed into the evening.
Yeah, tomorrow, 8 o'clock will be the last show with you.
Wow. Dylan Denmark heading out, and we wish him the best. He'll have a show tonight, and then with Hacker, and then, of course, tomorrow night, the double dose, including Jaguars today earlier as well. So we'll see him off tomorrow night. Again, we do have quite a bit planned. All right, it looks like John Harbaugh, it's a done deal if you consider the set of circumstances that are happening in New York. And, I first thought, well, what about the Rooney Rule? Then I find out that Antonio Pierce has already interviewed. I found out that, who was I thinking of here? The former head coach of the Raheem Morris, right? Former head coach of the Dolphins, and recently the Falcons, right? The Atlanta Falcons. So they've decided on this. Timing is always very interesting. The NFL and the NFL mafia, they don't like center stage, overshadowing playoff football, certainly overshadowing what is going on as far as the Super Bowl, which is still, what, about 20 some odd days away. Today's the 15th of January. You have 4 games on tap this weekend. We're going to check in with the Philly Godfather in 30 minutes. He's going to give us his thoughts on all 4 divisional matchups as well as the national championship coming up on Monday night. He has been absolutely red hot as of late. But you got the 4 games, and you have Championship Sunday, you get a bye week, and then you get the Super Bowl. And yeah, I was kind of spinning around today looking at coaches, and I still think that a lot of these guys get shown the door way too soon. Just my overall opinion on it, okay? And we know that there are 9 vacancies right now in the NFL. You just went through this a year ago when there were 7 coaching changes that actually did take place a year ago. Do you realize that you can go back 4 years? You can go to 2022. There was a record-setting 10 coaches that changed. Only 2 out of the 10 remain. We're talking about hires that happened 4 years ago. All right, January of 2022. The only 2 still out there, Todd Bowles, and he's been under some fire. He seems to win the divisional title almost yearly. He did not this year. It went to Carolina, but typically he gets in with like a 9-8 record or something along those lines. And in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell, right? I think a couple of guys that have to have decent 2026s in order to remain head coaches in a year in 2027. But just to refresh your memory, Matt Eberflus, gone in Chicago, right? Nate Hackett in Denver. Who in the hell would hire Nate Hackett? Did you not watch the AFC Championship game between Jacksonville and New England when Nate Hackett and Doug Marrone tried to run the clock out with 14 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter? It was an absolute disaster. I think it is arguably this franchise's worst moment. Okay? You can't have it both ways. Well, then again, you're a fan. You can. Scratch that. But let me just make this point. Where would you rather be? All of you who said, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Why the hell did he go for it? Why didn't he take the points? A coach like Liam Cohen, who's going to lay out and try to win. Or a coach like Doug Marrone and Nate Hackett, who are going to run on first down, throw an incomplete pass on second down, throw way before the sticks on third down, and punt on fourth down. Just let me ask you that question, okay? Just remember where you were 2 playoff appearances a year ago. You legitimately had a chance to cut the head off the snake of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And you did the same damn thing. You want to humor yourself? Go back to that box score and read play-by-play. It is just insane. I think it is. I think it's the lowest moment of this franchise's history because they did not try to win that game. They tried to massage the clock and get out of there without doing anything. At least Liam Cohen, at least this brass right now, they're going to try to win games. Will it backfire at times? Yes. Realistically speaking, makes a lot of sense. They probably should have taken the 3 points. Although I'll tell you straight up right now, I was thinking 14-3. Go out, score a touchdown. Nate Hackett. Mike McDaniel in Miami. He's out. He's interviewing all over. Okay, but he's gone. Brian Daboll. Whew. Man, he was a sensation, right, with Josh Allen in Buffalo as the offensive coordinator, kind of like what you see right now with Joe Brady. Brian Daboll spent time with Nick Saban. Brian Daboll spent time with Bill Belichick. He had an incredible resume. He just fell apart as a head coach. There's not a sniff with Brian Dayball right now. Probably end up being an offensive coordinator somewhere, pretty quick, but he's not going to be a head coach, certainly in the NFL. Doug Peterson. Josh McDaniels. 0 for 2 now for McDaniels, who's a wonderful offensive coordinator. And look at what he's doing right now with Drake May. It's really, really good. It is. He's not a head coach. Hey, listen, there are good coordinators. There are good position coaches. It's a totally different animal when you are a head coach. Didn't work out for McDaniels. Didn't work out for Dennis Allen in New Orleans, and it did not work out for Lovie Smith in Houston. 8 of 10 from that 2022 class. And again, 9 open right now, 7 a year ago. Let's see, that's 16. That's half the league. That's 16 of 32. We're firing these coaches, I believe, too soon. But in a way, when you look at coaches and when you look at quarterbacks, if you don't have one or you don't have both, that is the way things are in this league. There is going to be a constant turnaround. Look at this year's draft class, man. It is weak. It is really weak. I still can't believe Ty Simpson's not saying yes to $6.5 million in 1 year on South Beach. I mean, are you kidding me? That NFL money's going to be there. Maybe he's thinking, all right, Arch Manning's coming out next year. Other quarterbacks are coming out next year. The only lock appears to be Mendoza. That's it, who's playing Monday night, as we know. Other quarterbacks are projected to be in the second, third round and after. So it's not a great draft class. At least that's what we think at this particular point. All you have to do is look at the quarterbacks who are in it. All right, out of the 8 who remain, sure, you have first-round picks. You have top overall picks. You also have some guys who did fall to some other rounds in the 8 that remain coming up this weekend during the divisional round of the playoffs. Okay, we got a ton to do tonight. As a matter of fact, I hope I can get to that later in the show. You just never know, depending on where we go with things. If not, I'll try to save it for tomorrow night, but I spent a lot of time with it, Dylan and I going back and forth pre-show. I think it would be a somewhat of a fun exercise, if you will. You know how I feel about lists, except for when you create your own list. And that's what I've done. And it's a list, kind of, but it's based on who still remains and who would you go with. I hope we have time to do that a little bit later on in the show. All right, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I'm fired up for this one. I am. Philly Godfather's been on a tear. I mean, he's like George Brett. It was at 1980, 1981 when he hit 390. He's like, who else has gone just crazy? Remember the year the big cat, Andres Galarraga? That was probably before your time. That was probably 1995, maybe. When were you born?
98.
1998. That's awesome. Anyway, whatever it may be, we'll stick with Brett, who actually did hit 390.
1980.
George Brett?
Yep.
Not three. Now, do me a favor. Give me his at-bats. Was that somewhat of a shortened season? Did they take some time off that year because of negotiations?
A modern era benchmark for hitting excellence. No, that's not what I want.
Does it say at-bats there? Because typically you'd have 600 at-bats, 585 at-bats. Well, I don't want to say he had like 460 or something at-bats back in 1980. He did not play the full allotted 162 games.
Let's see, 1980 at bats. Let's see. Come on, the
George Brett,
449 at bats in 117 games.
Yeah, memory serves me correct. The memory works every once in a while. Okay.
He missed 45 games due to injuries.
Yes. Okay, that was it. Thank you. There you have it.
That is according to AI.
Mm-hmm. Very latest thing, and AI is never wrong.
Mason Graham at 39540 last year.
That is the best. Man, AI. It's just like stealing jobs. It's like putting people out on the street. I mean, why use humans when you can use a computer? Hey, the computer was wrong last Sunday with the measurement challenge, wasn't it? I mean, I thought this was like an exact. I thought this was like, 100%. It's kind of like, I thought it was like forensics. It's like a 99.9999999% out of like whatever, 20 trillion of being precise and being on. Forensically speaking, I thought at least measuring down in distance would be the same. They got it wrong. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. All right. I had a conversation today about Shmunez Vision. Had a nice lunch this afternoon, and it was a good time. We were just talking a whole bunch of great things in the world of the Jaguars and in the world of radio. And a buddy of mine, actually, Rick Alexander, who you know from the Alexander Law Practice, started asking me about Shmunez Vision. I'm like, listen, I got people all over the place who ask me, and I always tell them the truth, okay? If you need your eyes checked, why do you constantly push this away? Why do you, I'll get to it in a week, I'll get to it in a month. If it was any other part of your body, you would get it checked immediately. There's a lot of issues that are out there. Cataract is nuts. I picked up my GF from the airport last night, and I just saw some awful driving, and I didn't think it was drunks. I didn't think that was the case. I thought it was just good human beings with bad eyesight. And I know that cataract issues can really hamper you at night. Your eyes are not what they were during the morning or during the afternoon. Hey, don't be alarmed. Make yourself an appointment today. Get an examination. You may have what is available to you, a simple remedy that will be provided by the good folks at Shmunez Vision. If surgery is needed, well, 37 years worth. Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. Make yourself an appointment today. Grab an examination at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online. Also go to Instagram. Get the very latest at Shmunez Vision.
When the defense delivers, victories pile up.
This is where you find out what you're made of on defense.
Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game.
Down he goes!
On 1010XL. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Searcy here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic palm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. June 11th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena with special guest Alan Stone. Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. On sale Friday 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Discover the fun and freedom of boating. Don't miss the Jacksonville Boat Show, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Presented by VyStar Credit Union. Tickets at boatjacks.com. That's boatjacks.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Fred Taylor, Jimmy Smith to the NFL Hall of Fame. Jethro Tull and Jake Giles to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Make it happen, people. Jethro Tull actually rolled through here probably maybe 6-7 years ago. Daly's Place, I'm thinking, somewhere in that time period. Actually went with my long-lost friend, rest in peace, Doug Zani. One of the best, no longer with us. Enjoy every day, people. They're just leaving us left and right, and it's awful. Every single day, even a cold, blustering, windy day here in Duval. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. I'm going to tell you about them in just 1 minute, but got a lot of response yesterday on my comment that Devin Lloyd is gone. And it's all about recovery now. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it at some point when we have more time. But I think what you have to look at now is where this team is in the nucleus. And you can take it a lot of different ways, okay? I'm big on the best of the best. And just off the top of my head, if I was to rank the 10 best players on the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're losing 2 of them, okay? At a minimum. You're losing Devin Lloyd, and I think you're losing Travis Etienne, okay? So let's just put that out there for right now. And again, I haven't compiled the list. Again, I said we'll go through this at a later date, okay, when we have more time to really dive deep into it. You could even make the case that Buster Brown could be in the top 10 on that list, okay? But look at, again, off the top of my head, guys on that list, not named Trevor Lawrence, not named Josh Hines Allen. Everyone else is coming up in no particular order. Parker Washington, Brenton Strange, Anton Harrison. The decision to make on Foye Oluokun, Trayvon Walker, Antonio Johnson. You see, I read it somewhere today. It might have been from Daniel Griffiths. I give him a lot of credit, statistically speaking, because he's great with data. He's great in general, but he's great with his data. You see Antonio Johnson up being ranked number 1 as a safety according to Pro Football Focus. What an absolutely insane turnaround for that guy.
And that's for the season?
Yes.
Or, wow.
Yes. And he was like number 6 against the run I think he had like a missed tackle rate of less than 5%. Just sensational. And, you got Buster back there. So I'm just thinking off the top of my head, okay? These are guys that you may put in your top 10. Now, you may not put Antonio Johnson in your top 10. You may not put Anton Harrison in your top 10. Again, I haven't really broken it down. We'll get to that another point, but great teams lose players. Great teams do not have the ability to consistently re-sign their own drafted players. And that is so rare for you. This is like a new world. I'm not saying you hit the lottery, okay? We talked about how tonight's a wives' night. It's a divorcee night, and the ladies are on the prowl. Well, let's just say she just went through a dude who can't even make ends meet, can't even put meat on the table. That same divorcee is going to find someone tonight who's just wonderful to look at. Okay, he's got the hair that bounces and behaves. He's got the broad chest. He's got the chin, the chiseled chin. Oh, yeah, and he makes a ton of money. That's a massive change. That's what you're dealing with fans. You're actually going to have conversations now that sound like this. How are we going to be able to re-sign all these guys? It never happens. Who's the last time that was actually talked about? I'll tell you, Juwan Taylor. And half of you out there didn't want him back. Cam Robinson, franchise tag twice. Half of you out there, myself included, didn't want him back. You may have to go back to Allen Robinson, right? I mean, we all know what happened with the disaster of how they were as teammates, how they were as human beings. Tremendously flawed is Jalen Ramsey. Tremendously flawed Leonard Fournette. Tremendously flawed Yannick Ngakoue. Not good guys. Not good teammates. Bottom line. End of story. So this is all new. And I think it's refreshing. Don't look at this negatively. This is a positive. This is where you are. And again, Trent Baalke deserves a lot of credit for drafting these players. However, they would not have made the significant improvement on the field without this new brass, without Baselli, without Gladstone. Look at the top 5 positions that are not on the field. You know what they have in common? They're all first-timers. First time for Tony Baselli. First time for James Gladstone. First time for Liam Cohen. First time for Grant Udinski. First time for Anthony Campanile. I remember being very concerned about that. I didn't criticize. I criticized the way they built it. They built it ass backwards. Again, I'm wrong. They were right. It's working. I'm not afraid to admit if I was wrong. But they built it backwards. And right now you can look at it and say, yes, but they knew what they were doing. But that's how things change now at the dinner table or at the bar stool, whatever it may be for you, is now all of a sudden it's about who can you hold on to. And that, to me, is arguably, outside of a head coach and a quarterback, maybe the most important part of any franchise is not having the ability to re-sign all of your drafted players. That is a pleasant problem. Okay, if you have a problem and it's not pleasant, let me tell you about the Alexander Law Practice. Had at lunch today with Rick Alexander. First things first, a lot of people are intimidated to call any lawyer because they think it's going to cost just to make the phone call. That's not the case. You don't spend a nickel to get consultation or anything at all when you meet with Rick Alexander and the Alexander Law Practice, okay? He's not going to send you a bill. He's not going to charge you. You're not coming out of pocket. And you got to ask yourself, where are you? Especially if you've been personally injured in a car accident. You may feel like you're all alone. You may have tried some of these bigger firms and they said they would get back to you, or they asked for a set of money, a retainer fee, or whatever it may be, or they kind of put you down on the docket. That's not the case at the Alexander Law Practice, okay? You're talking about a smaller set of clients, so you get the personal care and attention directly from Rick Alexander. 400-6600, make a call, you get a call back. Free consultation, and then talk to him about everything. Car may be wrecked, you need it fixed, you may be physically wounded, you need to see a doctor. I don't know what else it could be. It's you, it's your case, you're up against it, but I have the place for you to go. That is Alexander Law Practice. And once again, you can make a free call and get a free consultation. You never come out of pocket. All you got to do is hit 400-6600. Okay, coming up next, let's get through it. 4 divisional matchups, the national championship. We bring in the legend. He is the Philly Godfather.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
When it's game time, make feeding the crowd easy. Chicken Salad Chick serves fresh Southern-style chicken salad, flavorful sides, and crowd-favorite catering trays. Order ahead at chickcatering.com or visit one of 4 area locations today.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance painting. Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's cold in Duval. I can't imagine what it's like right now in Philadelphia. Let's check in with the legend, best-selling author, professional handicapper. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Philly Godfather. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on, Rick. Man, yeah, it's freezing up here. The wind chills feel like it's 10 degrees. And after the Eagles lost to the 49ers last week as 6-point favorites, even colder in the city of brotherly love.
I don't think there's any doubt, man. I mean, the wind is just brutal, yeah. Tough loss, tough year. I mean, what was it? It didn't happen too long after the first time you won a Super Bowl that, Doug Peterson remained loyal to his coaches. They said goodbye to him. Nick Sirianni going to begin next year on the hot seat?
Oh, absolutely, after this season. But, expectations for football teams in the NFL, 93.5% of the time, you're not going to repeat a Super Bowl champion.
Right.
And then if you got a, banged up offensive line like the Eagles did this year, a lot of beef between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and some other players on the football team, and you got a first-year offensive coordinator, I didn't have high expectations for that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, intriguing stuff, no doubt about it. All right, let's get to these games. As we do, though, let's sell a few more of your books. I absolutely loved it. Dylan read it. He loved it. How do the listeners get a hold of it?
Yeah, you can go to phillybooked.com. I'll send you out an autographed copy. It'll take about 3 to 7 business days. Or you go to Amazon. It's shipped to order. It'll be out the next day, but it won't be signed.
All right, 4 of the 6 teams won on the road last week. Every game was outdoors as well. Got some cold weather affairs that are going to happen this weekend. Let's begin in Denver. It's the first of 4. Buffalo visits Denver. How do you see it, Philly Godfather?
Yeah, the Bills initially opened up as 1.5-point favorites in the market for a brief moment before some sharp money hit the screen, and since then the line has flipped. And the Broncos are now anywhere from a -1 to 1.5-point home favorite. Rick, as you know, last week I bet on the Jags, who had the better overall team nucleus, but Superman, he put his cape on and he found a way to win the game. I mean, it's incredible. It's difficult to bet against Josh Allen, and I was close to making the same mistake again this week, but the Broncos, they've looked great at home all year. I think they only lost 1 game all season at Mile High. Significant home field advantage. But like I said, I'm not looking to make the same mistake twice. Last week, Josh Allen beat the Jaguars defense that ranked only slightly below the Broncos in overall defensive efficiency, while having an offense that scored, I think, 4 or 5 points more per game. I like Josh Allen here. I'm betting Josh Allen over Bo Nix. And you're giving me points plus 1.5. I like Buffalo Bills here.
Yeah, I think it's a nice play. I mean, you look at Jacksonville, they took Buffalo out of their game. Buffalo runs the ball more than they pass it, yet in this game they passed it 35 times, ran it only 26 times, so they weren't doing what they normally do because the Jaguars defense forced it, but Buffalo made one more big play when it was all said and done. Let's get to San Francisco at Seattle. This is interesting. They meet for the 3rd time. The road team has won the first 2.
Yeah, last time they played, Trent Williams didn't play either. And I read today that Sam Darnold had some kind of oblique issue, and I've had one of them before, and that's really bothersome, so that's something to pay attention to. The line on this matchup opened up Seahawks -7. Total was set at 45.5. Since then, there's been very little movement. Seattle briefly touched 7.5 yesterday before some sharp money hit the screen and grabbed the hook on the 49ers and pushed that number back down to -7. The total, it dipped from 45.5 to as low as 44 at some shops. Widely available number right now is right around 45. Look at the early bet splits, basically 50-50, so nothing there. Like you said, this is the third time these two teams will face each other this season. And my initial reaction was when that line popped at 7 points, felt like a lot in this spot. I know how great Seattle's played all year. The core of this team ranks number one in both offensive and defensive DVOA on the season. But there's still a major question mark under center. I mean, Sam Darnold remains an unproven commodity in the playoffs. And whether you like Brock Purdy or not, he has clearly outperformed Darnold in the postseason. I mean, he's come up big in big moments. I hate to say it, but I kind of lean the 49ers here, plus 7.5. They're getting some guys back. Ricky Pearsall's coming back, and some guys that didn't play against the Eagles last week. So I like the 49ers here, plus 7.5. If you do like Seattle, put them in a teaser with maybe the Texans at plus 10. Take Seattle down to a pick 'em, and you might well cash that ticket as well.
Yeah, a lot of inexperience here at quarterback. Both, you look at Sam Darnold along with Bo Nix, both 0-1 lifetime in the playoffs, and of course Nix and May have only played in one playoff game. That was a week ago. All right, we're talking with the Philly Godfather. Philly Godfather, how do the listeners get a hold of your plays?
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather. I give out free plays each and every day for you guys. Or you can go stop by the PhillyGodfather.com, pick up a membership, and get the sharpest sports betting information on the planet.
Let's get the Sunday slate. It begins at 3 o'clock. It is Houston visiting New England.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots, they've looked great on paper with 14 wins on the season. They're a 3-point favorite. Early bet splits here, 50-50. Total on the game at most shops is 40.5, even though I've seen some 41s in a few places. When handicapping this game, both teams' overall health score basically even, slight edge towards the Texans. Back-to-back road games, never easy for a Houston team, but their defense is just ferocious. Drake May has had the better regular season than C.J. Stroud, but Stroud has more playoff experience, and the Texan defense, I think they're in a league of their own this year. Houston sack and pressure rate among the best in the NFL. The Patriots defense, not so much. Both offensive lines have struggled to protect their quarterbacks. I think they ranked like 26th or 30th in sacks allowed. Offensively, the metrics for the Patriots look much better, but they haven't faced a defense this good all season. And I'm not looking to step in front of the hottest team heading into the playoffs. I like the Texans here plus 3. If you want some insurance, time into a 7-point teaser, grab them at plus 10 with maybe the Bills at plus 8.5 or the Seahawks at a pick 'em. And you probably cash those tickets as well. But I think Texans might even win the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people believe that. Again, you pointed it out, that defense is absolutely insane. They're scoring on defense. All right, let's get to the finale here. The Rams at the Bears. That'll be at 6:30 Sunday night.
Yeah, the Rams originally opened up as a 4.5-point favorite. The line's dropped down to 4, even 3.5 at some shops. The totals dropped down with the weather coming in. It's supposed to be some really, really bad weather, from 51 down to 49 and 48.5. If the weather reports continue to get worse, you might see this line drop down to 46, which I don't agree with the move on the total because both these teams can put up a lot of points. Matthew Stafford's finger does worry me a little bit because his QBR last week was 48.3. It was the lowest it's been all season. So if you're looking to lay the points with the favorites, be careful there. The Rams defense since week 12, one of the worst in the NFL also. They're not scaring anyone. They rank, I think, 21st in NFL in opponent yards per play, and their run defense is mediocre at best. And like I said, Matthew Stafford has been an MVP caliber player all year, and he's a beast. But that finger issue is clearly affected him last week against Panthers, even though he threw for 300 yards and he came back to win that game. But like I said, a lot of his throws were off last week. Bad weather game, windy game in Chicago. I think it favors the underdog here. The Bears are the better rushing team offensively. The best second-half team in the NFL this season with 7 comebacks. I like the Bears here plus 4. And I'm hoping they advance because I got a future on them at 42-1 that I placed before the season started.
Oh, wow. That's a big payday there if that does happen. All right, let's wrap it up with Monday night. It is the U. They're back in it. It's been over 20 years for the University of Miami against what could end up being one of the greatest stories in the history of college football if Indiana is able to win this game.
Yeah, the look-ahead line was minus 4.5. It reopened. Indiana minus 7.5 after they dismantled Oregon. And now the line's up to 8.5 and 9 at a couple shops. You could have bought the 10 minus 120. at a couple different places. If you look to play Miami here, public money all over Indiana. About 80% of the early money is coming on the Hoosiers, and I don't know. It seems like a lot of points to me, man. If I can grab +10 on Miami, it would probably be a big wager for me. They've played the better competition in the playoffs. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Ohio State, Texas A&M. Indiana did blow out Alabama and Oregon by like an average of 34 points, but Alabama was lucky to even be in the playoffs. And Oregon, we turned the ball over 3 times in the first half. I think Miami's the most complete team Indiana has faced all year on both offense and defense. And like him or not, I mean, Carson Beck has played some of the best defenses in college football when he played at Georgia. So this moment won't be too big for him. At 10 points, if it gets to 10, I'm going to be all over Miami here. Their offensive line is strong. Their defensive line is strong. The nucleus of that team, they got a lot of speed on defense. 10 points just feels like way too much here, Rick.
Yeah, and that's a big number. I don't think there's any question. And again, the public all over Indiana, it's always wise to perhaps go against them. All right, let's wrap it up with, once again, Philly Godfather. How do they get your book?
Yeah, you go to phillybooked.com. I'll send you an autographed copy. You can go to Amazon, ship to order. You'll have it the next day. And
how our listeners can get a hold of you and your picks.
Yeah, on social media, on Twitter, at Philly Godfather, and the website is thephillygodfather.com.
Best of luck with your plays, Philly Godfather.
Good luck, guys.
There he goes. Just like that. Philly Godfather is playing 5 underdogs, okay? 4 of which, well, let's make that 3 of which are on the road. He's got Buffalo +1.5 at Denver. And I'm conflicted with this one because this is clearly, in my opinion, nowhere near some of the best Buffalo teams we've seen as of late. But Josh Allen, again, is the best player in the tournament. He's the best player in the NFL. Okay, he's not going to win the MVP this year, but we're talking about the best player. I think that is, without question, Josh Allen in Buffalo. 49ers getting 7 at Seattle. Again, Sam Darnold, 1 career start, got beat up a year ago in Minnesota.
Well, they just played 2 weeks ago in Seattle, just beat them up and down. Like it was, wasn't even competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's hard for me to get past that. 7, I think, is the right number, even though it seems like it's a big playoff. I just can't get past 2 weeks ago.
I don't like what I'm feeling right now out of Houston. It's almost like this team does not feel any pressure whatsoever. During the Brady era, that being the AFC South, Houston did draw New England quite a bit. And the Patriots always had their way, but that was when it was Brady and it was Belichick. This defense is absolutely ferocious. That offensive line has been nicked up this year for New England. Now, they should be able to settle that down. They have 2 really good backs, especially if Stevenson is able to hang on to the football, and he has as of late. But, boy, Houston getting 3, that's pretty tough to overlook, especially if you could maybe get them at 3.5. We'll see where the public goes on this game, but that is going to be intriguing as well. He is taking the Bears +4 at home. Can LA win where it's cold on the road? I still think the Rams are the better team, but, I mean, after what Chicago did and that come-from-behind victory over the Green Bay Packers, you can never count them out.
No, and Chicago's done it all year. I mean, people are looking at the last couple of weeks of what they've done to Green Bay twice. Having those fourth-quarter comebacks. They've done it all year. I don't know if they can get themselves in a hole by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter come back from this one. The LA Rams are just a complete team, top to bottom.
Indiana and the U. The one thing that concerns me here for Miami is they have 2 all-world defensive ends who were held in check last week. And Indiana's offensive line is just absolute men among boys. And you're talking about those, especially Reuben Bain Jr., who's going to be probably a top 10 pick in this year's draft class. And Mesidor is very good as well. But they were able to do a great job with that offensive line. And I think the same thing is going to happen here with these, corn-fed, huge Indiana offensive linemen, and Indiana just looks scary to me. This really should be a home game for the U. They're playing it at Hard Rock, but Miami and fans don't always equate. And Indiana, because they've never been in this, they're buying thousands and thousands and thousands of tickets for this game on Monday.
I wonder what, for the average Indiana fan, how much money they've spent on this whole journey. Going to the Big Ten title game for the first time in forever. Most of them went to the Rose Bowl. Most of them, where did they play? They went to the Rose Bowl, and then they played where?
I think they went to Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship.
Yeah,
game.
it was Indianapolis, but there was the
They
Rose
won at
Bowl.
Penn State. They won a big game at Penn State.
Yeah, I'm talking about the game before. It was Atlanta. They went to Atlanta.
Okay. Yep.
So all the tickets they had to pay for the tickets for the plane and to get into the stadium, and now the national title where the tickets are $4,000 or $5,000. I'd like to know what the average Indiana fan spent.
People don't want to admit this, and I get it, because Indiana's not a brand name. Are we good here to the end of the hour? Is that good?
Yeah, we got to break in about 4 minutes.
Okay, very good. I love it. And with Indiana, again, people don't want to come out and say it because you think Indiana. I don't know about you. When I think Indiana, I still think Bob Knight. When I think Indiana, I think Isaiah Thomas. I think Quinn Buckner. I think of hoops.
Victor Oladipo.
Yes. I mean, that's and then honestly, I think the Combine. And, I think maybe Brickyard. And Indy's a wonderful town to visit, get in, get out. Everything is, put together in the city of Indianapolis. But, that's a Notre Dame state. And there's still a ton of Indiana fans. But if they can win this game and they go 16-0, that is arguably the greatest story in the history of college football.
I think it's by far and away the best story in college football. Then you have to start comparing it in all of sports with the Miracle on Ice, the NC State team of 1983 with Jimmy V. It's
Villanova shooting over 80% against Georgetown.
Right. It's going to be compared with them because you've never seen anything like this. A turnaround in 2 years when you're been irrelevant for over 100 years.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I remember last year when Indiana was rolling, their coach was running his mouth. I'm like, you can do that for a year, but there's a lot of teams that are going to be lining up ready to kick your ass the following year. And it did not happen that way.
No. I mean, this is just, just great college football people who are no longer with us. If you could just wake them up for an hour. I mean, yesterday was, I think it was 50 years to the day that Bobby Bowden was hired yesterday. If you woke up Bobby and told him that Indiana was playing Miami, the team that he said, put it on my grave. Yeah, but he had to play Miami. Those were Bowden's words. And told him that Indiana 16-0 and won a national title. There's no way. Bear Bryant, just anyone who was a, incredible college football coach or administrator or player. It's a non-believable situation, but they are so well-oiled. They really are. And I love watching this Miami team. I can't really explain why I feel this way. It's against everything that I believe. I mean, I was at all those heartaches, 87, 91, 92. I went to them all, home and away. And I remember the moment of despair, the moment of just absolute devastation, losing those games. Yet, why do I find myself pulling for Miami? It's just insane. I would never do this for the New York Yankees. I would never do this for the Montreal Canadiens. Why am I doing it with you? I'd never do it for the Florida Gators. I can't answer my own question. Why I feel this way about the U.
I think you are a lot of, like saying a lot of you're a lot like a lot of people. The U's kind of been irrelevant for the last 20 years, and they're good again. And do you agree that the sport of college football is better when Miami is good like this?
No doubt.
Okay.
Miami and Notre Dame both.
I saw a college football reporter say that that's kind of nonsense, that the sport is not good when Miami is good. I'm like, I disagree.
No.
USC, when they're good, is different for the sport. Miami's different. When a big city like that is big and they're good, it's different.
There's not a lot of schools in college football where it's one or the other. Love or hate. Miami's one. Notre Dame is one. basically it. I mean, within the SEC, sure, you have rivalries and you have fan bases that go against one another. I'm talking about a national appeal.
Yeah, the Alabama dynasty.
Maybe.
People will pick a side.
Maybe Ohio State, Michigan, the national rivalry, you can get a little bit there, certainly geographically speaking, in those parts. But I also think it registers a little bit. But I don't think there's hatred outside of Alabama in the SEC. I don't think there's hatred in the ACC. I don't think there's hatred any other schools in the Big Ten, including these new Pac-12 schools. I just don't think so. Miami and Notre Dame, though, absolutely. There's no in between. Again, that's why I'm having a difficult time understanding why I'm actually enjoying watching them. I tell you, a huge reason for it is I just totally admire the play of Malachi Toney. And I remember telling you about that very, very early in the season. I'm like, hey, I found him first. Stupid stuff. But, I mean, he arrived at the scene immediately. Remember how incredible that schedule was in Miami. They didn't go on the road until November 2nd. Remember, they had Florida, they had Notre Dame early in South Florida, nationally televised games that we had an opportunity to watch.
Yeah, beat both of them. I remember Malachi Toney in high school, and, I saw his highlights here and there, and they were saying in camp he was doing so good. It's like, okay, that's training camp. It's one thing to do it against your own teammates, but slowly but surely just developed week after week. And, man, Mario Cristobal, I was looking at the hiring cycle. You talk about the NFL hiring cycle from 4 years ago. The college football hiring cycle, Freeman went to Notre Dame, made a title. Sonny Dykes at TCU made a title. Mario Cristobal's made a title. And also you had Lincoln Riley go to LSU, Napier go to Florida, Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley at USC.
USC, yep.
Brian Kelly went to LSU. I mean, you kind of look at, you rank those, it's like, man, half of those teams got it right, half of those teams did not.
No, they did not. No doubt about it. All right, we got more on the national championship coming up. We're going to talk with Niall Lawrence Stample about it. Also, the latest on Florida State. We'll get that. We're going to get to you and your questions. Go ahead and load them up right now. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. You can join them. Just go to YouTube, 1010XL into the night.
Get the goods on Gainesville 24/7. Search 1010XL Gators on YouTube.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. What Major League Baseball player has the most stolen bases in his career?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson stole 1,406 bases during his career, including 130 in 1982.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 15, 2023, LeBron James surpasses 38,000 NBA career points, joining only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Discover the fun and freedom of boating. It's time for the Jacksonville Boat Show, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Don't miss killer deals on boats and accessories, plus fishing seminars, kids events, and more. The Jacksonville Boat Show, presented by ViStar Credit Union. Tickets at boatjacks.com. That's boatjacks.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Join the movement at the Foundation 5000 Saturday, January 17th at UF Health in St. Augustine. The Community 5K supports the UF Health St. John's Foundation Care Connect mobile outreach and clinic, delivering vital medical care to those who need it most. Run or walk with 96 Olympian Keith Brantley, or come enjoy the Asian market, open to runners and non-runners alike. Sign up today at runsignup.com. Search Foundation 5000.
It's January. You turn on the hot water, expecting steam, and you get let down. That's usually a sign your tankless water heater is loaded with mineral buildup, slowing it down and wearing it out before it's time. So Duck Duck Rooter is kicking the new year off strong with a Start Fresh Tankless Flush. Their experienced technicians flush and clean your tankless system, restoring performance and getting you back in the game. Right now, get your tankless water heater flushed and cleaned for just $99, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight to 8 o'clock, tomorrow night 6 to 8. And we'll get ready for the weekend. It's going to be a good one for playoff games, divisional round. Unfortunately, as you know, the Jags are not there. And then the national championship on Monday night. Let's bring in our good friend Niall Lawrence Stample, who, of course, won a national title with Florida State. And it will be the U, and it will be Indiana on Monday. Niall, how you doing?
I'm here, man.
Yeah.
I'm here. This is a rough one. But I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm alive. I'm good. I'm healthy.
It's just a disaster. There's really nothing positive in really any direction that I can point to. I heard from a good friend today, 28-year booster, said, that's it. I don't like the way things are going. My money has dried up. I'm not paying. And I'm like, well, they actually need money now more than they ever have. But it's tough to keep asking when you're putting out the product that they've been putting out.
It is almost impossible. Like, how do you look at a program and see that there's no real direction and it's kind of chasing its tail, and then still put your hard-earned money into it? So it's like, I agree. It is now more than ever. Do we need all boosters and everyone to kind of come together and be able to continue to fund this? But like, it is very difficult to watch, as well as to actually put your hard-earned money in.
You and I, the last time we spoke was about, just a handful of guys that they couldn't afford to lose, higher ranked guys, younger players. And all of a sudden they have now. Let's begin with the Desir twins, all sorts of rumors, difficult to figure out exactly what the truth is outside of the fact that they are apparently gone from Florida State. They're in the transfer portal. I know there were a lot of negotiations. What can you tell us about what happened there?
There's a lot of it's speculation. I've heard some things. I've talked with some people, but what I'm willing to at least discuss is there was some effort. There was some real effort made for Florida State to be able to retain the Desir twins. And I think that there was some back and forth. There was some not great trust when it comes to certain things as far as the negotiation was concerned. But at the end of the day, it's hard to blame the players when they are being kind of put in situations that they have to make the best decisions for themselves and not for anyone else, especially when you have people in outside forces leading, like agents and other people. So that's all I would really kind of speak on that. But at the end of the day, Desir twins have made the decision for themselves, and I do not see them returning to Florida State after they've entered the portal now.
I wonder if it's only cash. I mean, Pot Roast, the new defensive line coach, Terrence Knighton, I remember him during his playing days here for the Jags. Just a really good dude. I know Odell Hagen's no longer, officially running the defensive line, but still is there along with Tony White. I mean, you're talking about good human beings. Are they great coaches? Well, that's another conversation, but I would think that they'd be able to get to a 19-year-old in a positive way. Just seems like, this is all about the cash.
Yeah, the cash is definitely taken over the biggest part of it. And it's like, when you are Florida State and you don't really have the funds and things are really going in a direction that looks like we're trying to conserve money, especially if you've seen some of the coaching changes and the upgrades that we've made, and having coaches and retaining them and giving them kind of upgrades within the program, it seems like we're trying to save money. So if that's the case, and you have players that haven't really proven themselves a significant amount, there was plenty of times I love the Desir twins and I thought they played great, but they have a lot of work to do.
There's no doubt.
They have a lot of work to do. So for you to kind of dish out and spend some money that doesn't make sense, I just don't really feel like the amount of money that we could have offered and compared really has any merit or have any like real weight on what something that Odell or one of them could do in order to say to counteract that amount of money that they could probably go make somewhere else.
And if you're getting offered 7 digits or you're getting offered, high 6 digits, there's no guarantee that any one of these kids are going to make it. I mean, with the Desir twins, their better football for them is hopefully ahead of them. And now, there's not a Florida State fan alive who wanted to lose those two, but it's all based on potential, on what they can do. So, it's their livelihood. It's tough to blame them when it comes to the money grab. I just wish Florida State had enough money to pay them. And, Niall Lawrence Stample, our guest, I've seen all sorts of different figures. I see it goes from 64.1 to 51 million at the end of next year as far as the buyout for Mike Norvell. So I think the question is, can you allow this school and this team to continue to hemorrhage money all at only a $13 million savings in 1 year.
Yeah, it seems like robbing Peter to pay Paul. There's no answer to it. The snowball and the effect that we are seeing from the decisions that have been made are like they're coming to be catastrophic at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like watching it and then losing a lot of these believers that really thought that Norvell would be able to turn the program around. In my mind, when I look at this program and I look at Norvell, it really sucks, but there's really no way that there cannot be a change made like as soon as humanly possible.
Right.
Like, even if you were to start fixing some things and doing things better, we kind of need to kind of shoot a hostage at this point. Like, there has to be something that gets done that shows that we are moving things in a different direction, because we could have let's say we have a better season than everyone anticipated. Then what? Like, at that point, we then faceplant the following year because a lot of the players that we got were in the portal. Like, there's no real tried and true way to show that he can be the coach long term, and that is what people cannot stomach.
No, they can't handle it. All right, I want to ask you about the Miami-Indiana game, so let's wrap up Florida State. Give us some good news. Do you have any that's coming out of Tallahassee?
Yeah, I wouldn't say much, but I will say that we got Chris Jones from Southern Miss, who I think will be a great addition to the team. We have gotten some good offensive tackles. Our offensive line coach has been killing it. He's brought some guys in. I think, all in all, our offense looks solid. We retained Deuce as well as Danzy, so I think that'd be great. And Boggs came back, so we do have somewhat of a team. My biggest question, unfortunately, and it goes back down, is how do you coach a team that a bulk of your starters kind of exploited and leveraged the team before? Like, what does that locker room look like? Like, how does Norvell come into a locker room like that and still say, okay, you guys need to buy into what I'm saying? That's very difficult. And I'm really torn. This will be my last point. I'm really torn because I love Florida State. It is my alma mater. I bleed garnet and gold. But when you watch players over and over exploit a team in order to make money, that's hard to watch, but at the same time, go get your money.
Oh yeah.
Like, go get your money. I'm so torn right now. But when an organization allows to get to a situation that we are in right now, serve you right. Unfortunately, you made bad decisions and no one is willing to swallow it and move on, and we are going to continue to deal with it until Mike is gone.
Yeah, that's well said, because I've spoken with quite a few alumni like yourself, and they're just beside themselves. They can't believe where this program has gone. But in the same sentence, if they were offered that opportunity to make money, whether it was at Florida State or somewhere else, you got to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you say no to that amount of cash? Again, there's no guarantee that any one of these players at any one of these schools is going to make it at the next level. And if you can get paid, I hate where the game is. Because to me, it was always about identifying who your players are, watching them mature, watching them develop. And that part of college football is gone. All right, let's wrap with Miami and in Indiana. Indiana's absolutely scary. Well, what are your thoughts on this game?
I hope Miami gets folded in 3, right? I can't. I'm happy that the ACC team got to the national championship, and that's where this thing ends. Like, we need Miami to go down for sure. That'll be a tough game to watch. But I will say, Cristobal has done nothing but on a national stage show that money is the power, as well as you recruit in the trenches, you buy in the trenches, and you develop in the trenches. We had Mesidor and Bain take over in the second round, or I think it was the second or first round of the playoffs. They were quiet at the Ole Miss game.
Yes, they were.
Quiet in the Ole Miss game.
Absolutely.
But Miami's offensive line took over in the Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
Dominated in the Ole Miss
Fletcher.
game. Exactly. So it's like, one way or another, there's going to be one line that's going to impose their will on them, and it's something that I really hope that is vocal and everyone can see it and understand it, because that is where you win games, and it needs to be understood. But other than that, I do think Indiana takes them.
Yeah, and Dylan and I were talking about that in the first hour. Mesidor and Bain, as great as they've been, Mississippi did a really good job against them. Then all of a sudden, you look at Indiana, and that corn-fed offensive line. They are monsters, and you have the number one pick under center, so I think it's going to be too difficult to shut down the Hoosiers. All right, we're out of here. Tell us about Endless Cleaning. What's going on?
Yeah, man. We're doing it. We're doing it. Obviously, we got the beginning of the year. Everyone has these goals. So we're coming out, getting everybody's places cleaned up. We do pressure washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning. If you need anything, give us a call at 904-708-8802, or you can reach out to us on our website at nlscleaning.net. But yeah, if you need anything, any exterior cleaning, if it's dirty, we'll make it pretty.
Can you do program cleaning?
Right. I wish. Because, yeah, this one needs a deep cleaning. This
2.5 hours west. All right. Good seeing you now, as always. All right. There he goes. Niall Lawrence Stample played defensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns and, of course, won a national title with the Florida State Seminoles.
This is the game right here. If they're able to make a play.
It's the top of the highlight reel.
What a play!
The Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game on 1010XL. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Know when it's time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Ghost. Skeletor World Tour 2026. Ghost. Theatrical. Arena Rock. January 22nd, Five Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Ghost. Don't miss Ghost.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you cooked.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRIP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRIP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
If you're thinking about getting a new roof sometime this year, Endless Summer Roofing can help. I'm Claudia, owner of Endless Summer Roofing. Stronger materials, expert installation, real peace of mind. A new roof isn't just an upgrade, it's the primary source of protection for your family home. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com for a free inspection today, and I'll make sure you're ready for tomorrow. Endless Summer Roofing. Protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CAR Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, good stuff there. Thank you to Matt Lawrence-Stamp. The youth getting a lot of stuff in after my incredible, for me, reaction on the U, and I can't even explain it. I think a lot of it is just bitter, scorned lover. I really think that is it. But, hey, when push comes to shove, there's no way. I mean, Monday night I'm pulling for Indiana, even though hopefully you folks will rip me because I said a school like Indiana could never win a national championship. I'm part of blue blood society. And remember, the last two teams to win a national title for the first time was Florida State and Florida in the 90s. Teams don't do it. And if Miami does it, then they win for what? The sixth time. Their sixth national title. And that in itself is just out of this world. If you think of Mario Cristobal and not kneeling down and some of the mistakes, I mean, it was almost like Miami was taking on their own version of Clemsoning during the early Dabo Sweeney years. But, man, what's going on right now with Indiana? I just can't see it. And again, that Mississippi offensive line being able to control Mesidor and Bain is a difference for me now when it's all said and done. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets a little bit sideways in the second half.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine. Like, I was thinking Miami dominated Ole Miss for 3 quarters. And at the start of the fourth quarter, it was 17-16. And Ole Miss still had a shot. I think Indiana is a lot better than Ole Miss. And to go back to what you're talking about with the DNs and blocking up front, Indiana's just such a well-coached team. And Miami has shown time and time this year where they will shoot themselves in the foot with penalties like they did against Ole Miss. If they do that, this game can't get sideways.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it. It starts off with Dude. Then I look at his last text, and it says that he's a former pro snowboarder here, who refers to me as Dude, the 7169. Dude, thought someone would have told you by now the challenge is where the ball is spotted, which is still done by the ref. The virtual measurement only marks the yardage, just like the chains. Absolutely. And if I implied something different, I apologize. We had a long conversation about this while it was happening in the press box. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it, that the computer was actually wrong compared to the human. I guess technically speaking, though, perhaps I did say it wrong. So you called me out, and that's cool. 2835, Ballou. How much additional cash in 2025 pay is Devin Lloyd worth? And can you justify paying more? I can justify paying more. I can't justify paying over $20 million. And that's apparently his market value, according to Spot Track. Now, there's others, but you know what? I also can't justify paying $17, $18 million. He's an off-the-ball linebacker. He's very good. He's unselfish. He's solid against the run. Obviously, he improved drastically with the pass in this system. And look what he did on special teams. 87 kick coverage snaps. There's not a lot of starters and guys that, you know, are first-round players who are that effective for you on special teams. You know, we just talked about money in college. Now you're talking about money that will change your life, okay? He's going to sign a 3 or 4 year deal that's going to be close or around $20 million a year. He's going to be set for the rest of his life. But what I think will be interesting to check down the road, Dylan, is who does he choose? And does he choose the right defense? He became so much better in the Anthony Campanile defense that allowed him to go to a spot, read the quarterback's eyes, and react against the pass. Remember how bad he was previously to that? I think you can make the case that if you, and I'm saying this long before he signs with another team, that he could absolutely have a fall in another system.
No doubt. And, you got to make the decision. Do you want to get a bag and just, be content with making a lot of money because you've been on that rookie pay scale for the last 4 years? Or are you going to be, wise and smart about it and say, okay, I'll take a little less money and go to a different team because I know I can fit here? That's what, a lot of free agents have to make the decision. Some choose the bag. We know who those guys usually are. And some, usually don't hear about the ones that, hey, I'm taking less money because I usually fit here better.
Yeah, it was, I'm dating myself now, but I mean, you can go back to Bryce Paup, and that was a huge signing at the time. Well, Bryce Paup was a very good football player. But you know why he was a very good football player? Because he had Bruce Smith on one side of him in his career in Buffalo, and he had Reggie White on the other side of him during his career in Green Bay. Okay? That helps. That helps massively. If you're going to chip, you're going to double team, you're going to arguably the two greatest edge rushers in the history of the game. And it gave Bryce Paup, big-time opportunities to get one-on-one pass rush situations. 92-59. Ballou, you're cutting off the head of the snake in the first half, going back to my comments about how Nate Hackett sat on the ball in the 2018 AFC Championship game. Liam Cohen tried to win the game. You can criticize him for not taking the points. He goes on to say, no comparison between him and Hackett. Cohen is a real deal. I just didn't like the call. And that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But I have much more of a problem with them abandoning the run than going for it the way that they did. I think they win this game if they ran Tootin and they ran ETN. They got away from it. Wow, man, why? And I hate it for Liam. I'm sure that's going to rattle his chain this offseason. I do believe that this organization will be very, very good about putting that behind them and pushing forward. Again, I think it's going to be a better team next year, or I guess it is next year already. I don't know if that will transpire to the win-loss record. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, they're going to go from 13-4 to 14-3. They're going to play a first-place schedule, okay? But I think they'll be a better team, if that makes sense. 53-51. Ballou, FSU's administration decision makers almost makes me feel ashamed to be alumni. Ooh, there is no plan. The ineptitude is beyond words. It's frightening. I can't stand it, man. I've actually kind of found myself almost going into a Richard Sherman point of view here, where I'm not ignoring it. I'm still reading everything. I mean, he mentioned now Lawrence Campbell, the linebacker they just got from Southern Miss. I still know what's going on. I'm not advocating it. I'm not promoting it. I'm not talking about it. All right? It's because it's depressing. And again, it's awful leadership. I mean, you could see it right here with the Jaguars. Look at the changes they made. Getting rid of bad leadership. Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson. Look at the new wave of fresh air with guys. Look what they've brought to the building. Look what they've brought to the Miller Electric Center. And, this is going to get to the point now where the expectations are going to change. The expectations used to be, can you win a game? Can you go 500? Can you not have the top pick in the draft? Can you not be top 5 in the draft? Now, all of a sudden, it's going to turn into, all right, who wins the AFC South next year? Jaguars or Texans? where are you? How deep into the playoff run can you go? And again, as a fan, everything has changed right there in front of you. We got to take a break here. What's going on?
Yeah, we got to get Raphael.
Let's do it. We'll ask him the very latest. Some interesting things with him we'll get, as we always do with Raphael. As far as 4806 on Niall Lawrence Stample, always a great interview on your show. I agree. He now does great stuff and very passionate. Those former Knoll players are going crazy. They really are. I talk with quite a few off the record. I don't mention anything they say to me. Two of which are the greatest to ever play the game at FSU. Peter Warrico, by the way, going into the College Football Hall of Fame. That was announced yesterday. A guy who, if he didn't get involved in that Dillard's deal, would have won the Heisman Trophy.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Money pages in your mailbox right now.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Money pages in your mailbox right now.
It's January in Jacksonville, so you turn on the shower knob expecting hot water. It comes up cold. That's a tough loss to start today, but Duck Duck Rooter is here to turn things around with the new year, new water heater promotion. Duck Duck Rooter makes replacing that old water heater a winning play. Right now, get a new water heater installed for just $14.99 on select models with standard installation. Call now to schedule your free estimate and take the cold shower off the scoreboard. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
What race car driver won 27 times in one season?
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Richard Petty, the King, won 200 times in his career, including 27 times in 1967.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, I think the big story today is it appears that one of the 9 vacancies is filled. John Harbaugh and the New York Giants. It's not official. I'm sure they have to, dot a couple of I's, cross a couple of T's. There were rumors that he was heading off to interview in Tennessee. Apparently, that's no longer going to happen. I think we all would agree that Harbaugh, for the most part, could pick his job. And he's going right into the pressure cooker. Okay, I think he can handle it. They're really passionate about football in Baltimore. So he's got, a blast of the East Coast. Of course, it gets worse the more east you go through D.C. and Philly before you get to the New York, New Jersey parts, but it appears that he is going to be the guy. So again, nothing official, but I think it's only a matter of time until that is in fact announced. So let's get to
Here's
Las
another call
Vegas.
on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, Rafael Esparza, I miss your, and you can bet on that.com, because I bet you would have had a lot of good stuff on. I wasn't even really aware of the awards ceremony that went on Sunday night because of playoff football, but I guess it was pretty good.
I guess you're talking about the Golden Globes. It was pretty good. We still got the SAG Awards. We still have the Razzies, my favorite award show, who's the worst movie of the year. Then you got what else we have? It's award season, so everything's going to get the Grammys coming up.
Yeah. What was the big beef now? Megyn Kelly, they gave Podcast of the Year to, the comedian/actress. I think it's Amy Poehler. And they said you took one of theirs instead of giving it to a legitimate podcaster. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, everyone thought Joe Rogan was going to win, which, everything's political now these days. So I think the reason why the Jaguars lost last week was political. I mean, everything is political now.
All right. With that said, is there anything overwhelming? Let's get to the game that means the most to this listening audience, and that is obviously Houston traveling to Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the Patriots. Where's the money going on this game?
The money's going on Houston. I mean, there's a 3.5 popped up about maybe an hour ago, but I think that was just large money coming in. But I think this Houston team just reminds me of Trent Dilfer and the Baltimore Ravens. Like, why is Houston still in here? I like New England. I'm sorry. I'm a big Drake May fan now. I know people say they played a garbage schedule, but that's not their fault. They beat the teams in front of you. I think they beat Houston.
Stafford is the only quarterback with a lot of experience here. Of course, he's won a Super Bowl. I get it. Allen's been to the playoffs 7 consecutive years, and Purdy has been to a Super Bowl. But these other quarterbacks, either for the first time or their 0-1 lifetime before the playoffs began this year. How much is that factoring into what gamblers are doing? Really, the lack of experience for young quarterbacks who remain.
What I've heard and seen, not much, because I think it's called parity now. We don't see that in the NFL as much, and this year we've had so much. So I think just the whole season, you didn't think teams were going to be like this. You didn't think New England was going to be like here. We didn't think C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans offense would still be in the show. So I would think weeks 1 through 4, people are like, I'm going to take this quarterback over this quarterback. Now there's so much parity this year. I think the bettors just are playing the team that they like.
Let's wrap it up with the Monday night game, and that is the national championship. I was looking at the largest odds in the history of the national title, and a couple of them I was at. First off, Florida State was a 10.5-point favorite over Oklahoma. and they lost 13-2. Then they were an 11-point favorite over Auburn, and they barely won with just a couple of seconds left, 34-31. When you see a big spread like this, 8.5, 9, who knows? It could get to 10. What are your thoughts on Miami and Indiana?
I don't think we'll see 10. I think we'll see 9, 9.5 at the highest. And I like Indiana to win. I just don't think they cover the number. I like the U to win this game because I think it's going to be defense on both sides of the ball. I think we see some scoring right away, probably some nerves. But I think by halftime and the whole second half, I just think it's defense clamping down. I think Indiana wins. I have them winning like maybe 5 points or less.
All right. Public money going in on Indiana as well. All right. Tell us about your show.
Yeah, so we have some big changes coming up soon that I'm not allowed to announce, but it's going to be a fun 2026.
We want breaking news. We want breaking news right here. All right.
It's going to be a fun 2026. We'll just put it that way. And it's going to see more places with me in it. How about that?
Sounds good. Always a lot of fun, Raphael. Thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
There he goes. Good stuff there. This is from the desk of Brett McMurphy, who's moved on. Is he at On3 now? I think he is. Moved on to On3 Sports.
That's correct.
Here's the largest title game spreads. Okay. In 2022, Georgia was a 13.5-point favorite over TCU. They won 65-7. In 2002, Miami was an 11.5-point favorite over Ohio State. Of course, Ohio State won that one 31-24. That was Maurice Claret and a late phantom flag. Yeah. Last time Miami played for a national title. That's 24 years ago. I told you about the two Florida State games. They were an 11-point favorite over Auburn in the Rose Bowl. They won that 34-31. They were a 10.5-point favorite against Oklahoma. Remember, Snoop Minnis flunked out. Mark Richt had taken the job at Georgia. And bringing Dave Van Hallinger with him. Brought a couple of other coaches along with him as well. I can't remember. Did he take he might have gone with Brad Scott to South Carolina. I was thinking about John Eason, the former wide receivers coach. Anyway, enough of that. Bama in 2012, they were a 10-point favorite over Notre Dame. Bama beat them 42-14. Bama in the year 2000, a 9.5-point favorite over Ohio State. Bama a winner, 52-24. Ohio State, an 8.5-point favorite over Notre Dame. In 2024, boy, they covered that by 11, 34-23. And again, depending on where you shop, you can probably get Indiana as low as 8.5. If you're a Miami fan, you can probably get the Canes at +10, depending on where you go and what you do. What's the latest? Have you checked yours? What's happening?
8.5 on Hard Rock.
All right.
I still can't get over it. It says, like, it gives you an icon, Miami, Indiana. I keep thinking it's Dolphins, Colts when I see MIA at IND.
What are they charging you for juice there? Is any of it more than 110?
For the spreads, yeah, it's -110.
Yeah. Okay. I've been told that at times Hard Rock, maybe more than others, I don't know this, will make the line a little bit friendlier, but they'll add to the juice. They'll make it a -120 or a -130.
Yeah, I was looking for the Jags last week. They kind of fluctuates between -105, -110. Sometimes it goes to -115.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. I should know this with you since we've been working together for years, but do I have to take another break or?
We can go in a couple minutes. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes.
Dylan's been doing a nice job combining some stuff. So anyway, I love it and I enjoy it. And but anyway, I just didn't know if I needed to take another one before Hacker came in. 5105 says, Booger, you're right about Lloyd's needing to go to the right defense. Jacksonville's biggest disappointment, Kayvon Chason. Switches defense, 7.5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. Yeah, and a forced fumble the other day. He's played really good football. You know who else is on the New England Patriots defensive roster?
Kayvon Chason.
Chad Muma.
Oh.
Okay.
Wasn't he practice squad?
Primarily
back and forth?
primarily special teams. I think maybe, yeah, that has been the case for him. And I mentioned the name the other night. It's escaping me right now, and I don't know why it is, but he was the former Florida State Seminole who went off and had a nice career at North Carolina State on the Corey Durden is who I'm thinking of. So there you go. Very latest there. Their best player on defense, Christian Gonzalez, is not 100%. He went out in the game. He's listed as questionable. Harold Landry, they spent a lot of money on him. I mean, the Patriots spent so much money defensively this year. Milton Williams, Harold Landry III, Kayvon Chason was not part of that big spending spree. Carlton Davis was. I mean, they just spent, and it's worked. The offense, for the most part, returned intact outside of Stephon Diggs, who they went out and got. But I think that is going to be the best part of this football game. How does Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, how do they do on the ground against this Houston team? And again, as I said at the top of the show, if I was to have said to you in Sunday's game that the Buffalo Bills would only run the football 26 times and pass it 35 times, if it was a question, if it was an exam, I would have said that's a win for the Jags. There's no doubt. I mean, again, Buffalo ran it 547 times and passed it 495 times. Okay. The only team in the playoffs, maybe the only team in the NFL because of the injury, in Baltimore this year that ran it more than they passed it. And they found a way. Jacksonville took them out of what they do best, and they found a way. And, of course, Allen made plays. Allen did not make mistakes. And on the flip side of that, the Jags, unfortunately, got away from running the football. I think that is the one that's going to stick here during the offseason. All right, we got much more to do. I'm going to take you up until 8 o'clock. I got something already planned for tomorrow's show that involves quarterbacks, and I was hoping to get to it tonight. I didn't know if I have enough time, but I've already got that here for tomorrow, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. Not going to tell you completely about it, but it'll be early tomorrow on QBs, and it involves Trevor Lawrence, obviously. I think it's one that you're going to want to be around for. So we'll get to that at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. In the meantime, much more to do up until 8 o'clock on this Thursday.
Connect with 1010XL.
On the line, with your friends. Now everyone's exchanging ideas.
Find 1010XL on your social channels.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Hi, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners, if you need trucks and vans to keep your business moving, how about Jacksonville Chrysler? Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Westside. They have Ram 1500s, heavy-duty 2500s, Pro Masters, and custom upfits ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Get geared up for your golf weekend with Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour.
Expect anything different?
Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation on Jacksonville's Golf Station. 1010XL.
A new year is the perfect time to finally get organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to home offices, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and more. Beautiful, functional storage for any space, lifestyle, and budget. Start the new year strong with 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free in-home consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. You remember the name Papa Joe Chevalier.
Wow, old school, yeah.
When I worked with him for not 7 years, he left. He went up to Vegas at the very end. Actually, he went up to Los Angeles. Then he went to Vegas. I can't remember. But he used to pay one of the Giacomos $5 a day to start his car when it was this cold. So I would come on immediately after Papa Joe. And, of course, that's where I think Crosstalk actually started with us in Chicago. I feel pretty confident about that. Papa Joe, which one are you getting? And I love Papa Joe, but what drove me crazy is that all he ate was sweets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd come in, there'd be Twizzlers, there'd be peanut butter cups, there'd be all these different type of candies. And I've got zero willpower. If you leave something near me, unlike you, who obviously has proven it with everything that you've done, if it's there in front of me, I'm going to eat it.
One of the greatest 1010XL stories of all time. Remember the box of sweets that was a Dempsey left?
Oh, the Twinkies?
The Twinkies.
Well, he left it on the table for everyone to eat. I mean, how stupid was that?
I mean, we're talking 18 years of 1010XL stories. It's a top fiver. There's no doubt about that.
That was a good time.
He lost his mind because he didn't know who ate the Twinkie.
Yeah, and it's not like I ate the whole box. I ate one Twinkie. I mean, there's like 12 in there. I mean, crying out loud.
It was so good.
It was insane. But yeah, Papa Joe and he's gone now. He's the late Papa Joe. So he used to pay one of the Giacomo brothers to start the car. I'm trying to see if I can get Dylan to run out there and start my truck.
It's cold. It's cold. You man, I got jogging pants.
Yeah, I know you do.
When I got pants on, you know it's cold.
Yeah. You and I are the two last to don them.
Yeah.
And you maybe even a little bit later than me. I mean, unless it's a press box situation or something that's really important, I'm shorts all the time.
Yeah, I'm shorts all the time, except for the press box. You're right, but because I do the fifth quarter now, I don't go in the press box near as much as I used to. But I'm just a shorts kind of guy. It's kind of the way I've been for my entire life, and it's the way I hope I can remain.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Lots going on tonight. What do you have planned?
Yeah, JP Acosta of CBSSports.com, also Joe DeLeon of A to Z Sports, as we talk about the draft a little bit. And one of the things I'm going to bring up, we're 4 days removed from the game. Boy, this is a bad one for the fan base. I mean, you want to talk about worst losses in the history of the franchise, whether you want to call it heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, whatever. I mean, it's kind of a morbid topic. I'm going to take a kind of a poll on the worst loss in franchise history. I don't think this is Miles Jack wasn't down because that was the AFC Championship game, and this probably wasn't 96 New England. But because of the shock value, losing at the very end of the game, I would probably say this was worse than 99 Tennessee. 99 Tennessee, you made your peace with it early in the fourth quarter. You were getting blown out. This wasn't a blowout situation.
Damn, you think it's worse than that?
I just think because, I mean, you knew you were going to lose that game an hour before it ended.
Baselli was injured.
The game was over. You know, with 33-14, the game was over. This one, you had it won with 2 minutes to go. And 4 days in, fans still have a hangover from it. There's no doubt.
I know we're out of time, but I made this point to begin the program. What they question Cohen about more than anything is abandoning the run and not taking the points, going for it on fourth down. Well, I made the point, wouldn't you rather have a coach who is proving that he's trying to win, unlike the 2018 AFC Championship game, when Nate Hackett and Doug Marrone sat on the lead and sat on the ball in the fourth quarter.
It's a fair point, no doubt.
Yep. All right, have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it for us. Hackers coming up right now. We're back tomorrow, 6 to 8, right here on your home of the Jaguars. Thank you to the Philly Godfather. Thank you to Niall Lawrence Stample. Thank you to Rafael Esparza. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, final show for Dylan Denmark on Into the Night. He's going to become a teacher. He is a teacher and a coach. Is a coach going full time. So that'll be our final show with him coming up tomorrow. Make sure you're around for it at 6 to 8. I actually think you'll like my quarterback topic. I already have it planned to begin the show. Of course, that could always change. But for right now, that's what we're going to do in 22 hours. Hope you stop by for it. Friday night at 6.